how important this game is against a Stars team that was 4 points ahead of you. How did you guys like your start?
I think we had an average start. I think that we had some chances there at the beginning, but I think we also gave up some chances. And they're a good team; they can put goals up. So I think if we tighten it up a little bit next game, I think we'll have a little bit better of a start, hopefully.
Do you think there was a tentativeness to the game, though, simply because of how important this game is?
Yeah, I don't know. Guys can kind of squeeze their sticks a little bit more, maybe afraid to make plays. But I thought it opened up there in the second. I thought we got some chances, and then we played a little bit defensive in the third. But we were up by a goal, so I think that's kind of rightfully they took a little bit more chances.
You're a veteran guy. How many times have you ever seen that kind of goal that went off the stanchion and then bounced back off the ice and into the empty net?
Actually, a few times. That's happened more than you'd think. It's a I don't know if you remember, was it LaPon's goal earlier this year from below the goal line? This stuff happens, and it's like those type of goals you gotta just you gotta move on. It's not a lapse in the defensive system or anything like that, so you just kind of have to regroup and move on and not worry about it.
And to that point, you guys gave up the goal, so it's 2-1. They could have kind of pressured, but you guys managed to push back and obviously equalize the game.
Yeah, exactly. I think we had a lot of good response to some of their offense, and we weren't afraid to kind of push the pace. They like to play the run and gun style, so I think it's important for us to stay within our system, but still trying to create offense in the O-zone, and I think we did a good job at that.
Speaking of creating offense in the O-zone, Jimmy holds that puck. A lot of people conventionally would have thought he was going to shoot it, but instead he passes it over to you. Did you call for it, or did he just know you were there?
I think actually both. I just screamed for it, but I think he kind of knew it was going to open up once the guy switched his stick over. So it was a great vision by him to be able to see that and be able to be patient enough to know it's going to open up.
3-2 going into the third period for you guys. What's the message from the coach and from you guys going into that final frame?
I think it's obviously good defense, but I think we need to make sure that we stick with our O-zone play and pushing the pace. We don't want to give that team too much. I felt like we maybe gave them a little too much there in the third. We had some good saves there from comms, but I think the biggest thing is just have the confidence that we can pull games out, and I think we've done that as of late. So I think that gives us enough confidence to win games.
Well, speaking of pulling out games at home, you've 15-1, 0-1 here in your last 17 games. Obviously, this is driving you guys towards the playoffs. What has it been about playing here that's just been magical for you guys?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know. I think that we kind of come here, we feel comfortable. Maybe we feel a little bit more confident. Guys are sleeping in their own beds, eating at their own places and stuff like that. It's always nice to be at home, but I don't know what the recipe for success necessarily is, but, we'll ride the wave as long as we can.
Well, speaking of that, what's the mentality going into Friday's game against Texas?
They're going to come out a lot better than they necessarily did today. So we're going to have to be ready to respond and come out with our best. So it's going to be a good game. We'll see what happens, but hopefully we can kind of just stay patient and let the game come to us and not try to force anything.
Just a couple quick ones. Penalty kill, or at least special teams, was going to be a focus. You guys mentioned all week that their power play was, I think they're second in the AHL, so something to focus on. What was successful in the penalty kill tonight?
I think being patient, too, is not overcommitting on certain plays, not giving up seams. They're a good team. They move the puck well. And so if you limit your chances, they're going to get chances. But if you kind of pick which ones you give them, I think that's a good thing with their power play. Not giving up backdoor passes or giving up cross seams. So I think that's a good part of what we did, is trying to limit their grade A chances to ones that we can manage rather than ones that, comms doesn't even stand a chance.
And then on the other side of that, coach doesn't like first and second as units, but your unit on the power play has changed a lot recently. What was so successful tonight between the Dano goal and lots of chances?
Yeah, I think guys just kind of played with confidence and were able to make plays, hitting the seam and kind of holding on to the puck a little extra split second. We were able to get into the zone there. We don't get a ton of minutes, but we got to be ready when we do get out there and get a start, that we're going to be effective. And I think we're a shooting mentality, and I think that's kind of what we brought. We had probably 3 or 4 shots and probably less than a minute and a half of ice time. So I think that's kind of the key to what our power play brings.